Hey guys! Today we're going to be taking a look at the Tom Bihn Synik 22, which is a solid EDC and minimal travel bag. I've been excited to test this bag out for a while, so I was very happy to finally get my hands on it, and I've been using it for the past couple of weeks, and so far it's been a pretty good experience. The bag has a really nice build quality and an awesome organizational layout. With that being said, there were a few things that I didn't enjoy as much as I expected to, so we're going to talk through all that in great detail. I'm excited to share it with you guys, and with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump in. Starting out with the outside of the bag, overall it has a pretty standard day bag aesthetic. Reminds me a little bit of the JanSport backpacks that I would use when I was in school, so it feels like it's going to blend in pretty well into a variety of environments, whether you're walking around campus or just taking this for a trip in the city. And I really like that this design doesn't really stand out that much. It doesn't make you look too much like a tourist or like you're carrying a bunch of expensive gear. And so the color that we have here is the navy version, but this is offered in a bunch of different color combinations. There's a black, gray, and so you can check out all the different color combination on Tom Bihn's site. And then moving into the materials, the bag is made out of a really durable feeling ballistic nylon that definitely feels like it's going to hold up well over the longer term. This material also seems to offer a nice amount of weather resistance, and then the bag has really great YKK zippers all throughout. Continuing along the outside, one change from Tom Bihn Synapse line of bags that the logo has been moved from the front down to the bottom corner, and I was a little bit sad about this. I actually liked having this logo here in the middle. It's kind of distinctive to Tom Bihn, and I just really like how it looks, but still nice to see that included here on the bottom. And if you prefer kind of a more minimalist aesthetic at the front of a bag, this may be a welcome change. And then also on the bottom you have this additional loop where you can attach something like a bike light. One last note on the bottom of the bag is I really like this reinforced area that the company has included to cover the zipper to prevent it from getting damaged. So there is a full clamshell style opening here that we'll see in a little bit, but this additional padding just gives you some extra peace of mind as you're placing the bag down on the ground. And then a nice thing about this padded area is I also feel like it helps the bag stand up on its own a little bit better as it makes it kind of flat on the bottom. And so I won't say that this works 100% of the time, but when the bag is packed out with kind of evenly distributed weight, it has done a pretty good job of staying pretty upright on its own. And then moving up to the top of the bag, the handle here has also been changed from the Synapse line of bags, so this has a little bit of a sturdier build quality. It feels slightly thicker, and it just has a nicer aesthetic that blends in better with the bag in my opinion. Jumping into the capacity, the bag comes in at about 22 liters, which is normally a really great daily bag size. And even here I was able to fit most of the items that I normally like to carry with me, but I did feel that the bag was a little bit smaller than I expected for a 22 liter capacity, especially compared to other bags in this size range. And because the bag was a little bit on the shorter size, it did feel a little bit small as I was wearing it for my particular height. So if you have a larger frame, that's definitely something that you'll want to keep in mind. And then continuing on with the straps on the back paneling, overall the bag has been pretty comfortable to wear. The straps have a nice amount of padding, they're pretty thick and dense, they have a sort of gel-like material. On the inside I was a little bit sad to see that there's no meshing material to help prevent moisture from building up. And then they also have a pretty good width for the size of bag that this is, but for some reason the straps started to fatigue my shoulders a little bit as I wore it for a longer period of time throughout the day. So I don't know if that's due to the width or just more due to the denseness of the padding, but they just didn't feel quite as comfortable as some of the other similarly sized bags that I've tested out. And then another note about the straps is these do feature Tom Bihn's new edgeless design, which is pretty cool. I don't feel the straps kind of pinching into my shoulders or anything like that, so that is a pretty nice implementation there. And then continuing along the straps, they also included an adjustable and removable sternum strap to help distribute the weight. And then at the bottom of the bag, you also have the ability to add and remove a waist belt. The bag comes with this simple kind of strap waist belt that you can add and remove very easily using these plastic clips. I'm not a huge fan of this style of waist belt as I don't really feel that it offers that much support. And for a bag of this size, I don't really think that a huge waist belt is really needed. If you prefer something with a little bit more padding, Tom Bihn does actually sell a more robust waist belt on their site that you can purchase separately. Continuing on with the back paneling, this has also been pretty comfortable. There's a nice amount of padding here, and I really like to see that they included the meshing material to help prevent moisture from building up. There's not a whole lot of elevation, however I do wish that this had been just pulled up a little bit to create more of an air channel to provide some more airflow while you're walking around throughout the day. And then one big change between this and the Synapse line of bags is that there's now an included frame sheet, which is going to offer a little bit more rigidity and support, which is going to be very helpful, especially when you're wearing the bag with a little bit more weight. I really love the addition of this frame sheet. I think it adds a lot more support than something like the Synapse 25. And then it's really nice that you can actually remove this if you prefer to have a little bit less rigidity with what you're carrying. So love the flexibility offered here. This does a pretty good job of offering some additional support. One thing that I did notice about kind of the back paneling and harness system in general, however, is that even with the frame sheet, when you pack the bag out a lot, you do start to feel a little bit of bulging towards your back. And then as a whole, because the bag is a little bit smaller for my frame, everything just felt kind of tight. So a pretty comfortable harness system overall, especially if you have a little bit of a smaller frame. The last thing I'll mention while we're on the back paneling is that there's a newer feature in the form of a luggage pass-through here. There's this slot on the bottom that allows you to rest this on your suitcase while you're walking around the airport to save some weight on your back. For the most part, this works pretty well, but it can get a little bit tricky to use when the bag is fully packed out, and it's really not a huge slot, so it's not going to work with larger suitcase handles such as the one on the In-Case Novi suitcase that I feature in a lot of my videos. Jumping into the organizational layout, this is an area where the bag really stands out. I really love how all the pockets are placed in this bag. They offer plenty of volume, and it's just a really intelligent design. And so starting off with a quick access pocket here near the top, this is just a really small, simple area where you can get to some of your smaller accessories quickly during the day. And so jumping in, what I have in here currently is my Apple AirPods Pro. And then I also have a simple lightning cable to charge my phone. And so just a pretty simple layout for this compartment, no sort of internal organization. One thing here at the top is they do have these O-rings in all of the compartments that pair with a lot of Tom Bihn's accessories, so I really like the versatility that these adds. And then this is a pretty shallow compartment. It goes down to about the midpoint of the bag, about finger length, so a nice amount of space here for anything that I need to grab quickly while I'm running around throughout the day. On top of that, you have a much larger and deeper compartment. This is kind of Tom Bihn's signature water bottle pocket. It goes really far down, and the implementation here is really nice. Even on a smaller bag, I was surprised how much space this offers, even with the rest of the compartments are really filled out. I was a little bit sad to see with Tom Bihn's bags that you don't have external water bottle pockets. This is really what you get, and the philosophy here is that the bag is going to be a little bit better balanced if you place something heavy like your water bottle in the middle as opposed to one of the sides. So I can kind of see that logic. I still prefer to have that external access point, but this works pretty well. And so I was able to fit the water bottle that you've seen in all my other daily bag videos. It can get a little bit tight, especially with the items here on the front, but I was still able to fit everything pretty comfortably. So a nice implementation here. Next up, you have two similar compartments on the side that have a nice amount of space and internal organization, and I really like the layout of these compartments. And because of the vertical orientation on the zipper, you can actually reach in and grab stuff from these compartments while you're still wearing the bag by swinging it around. And so jumping inside, I really love the volume offered here. You're able to store some bulkier items pretty easily, and even with the items that I currently have in here, you can see there's some leftover space. And so jumping in, the first thing that I have here is just a USB and USB-C power brick. This is what I use to charge a lot of my devices and my MacBook while I'm on the go. And then on the side of the compartment, you have some smaller slots where you can store some smaller items. So currently what I have here is just a simple stylus, but you could also store maybe a pen there. And then next to that, I just have a USB-C hub that I use for my MacBook Pro. And then continuing up along the side, you also have an additional O-ring where you can clip things on using a carabiner, which is what I currently have here. And then to the carabiner, I've attached my Gerber dime multi-tool. On the other side, we have a very similar compartment. I really love the amount of space offered in each of these. And so jumping in, what I currently have here is just my Ray-Ban sunglasses with their case. And then on the side here, you have a slightly larger slip pocket than the ones that we saw in the other compartments. So what I currently have here is just my Apple Magic Mouse. And then in this area, you also have an additional O-ring, and Tom Bihn has actually included a removable strap with the bag that you can use to attach your keys or other accessories that you don't want getting lost as you open this compartment. And then moving down to the bottom of the bag, you have a larger quick access area. I love the amount of volume offered in this compartment. It's just gonna be a great spot for storing some larger accessories. And so jumping in, what I currently have here is my Blue Pop portable Bluetooth speaker and power bank. And then I also have my GoPro Hero 3 Plus. And then the last thing that I have in here is just a simple zippered pouch that actually has a clip on the side that allows you to attach it to the O-rings found in this compartment. So Tom Bihn sells a bunch of pouches such as these on their site, and they have a lot of different options and sizes. This is just a simple one that I found on Amazon in like a pack of 3 for $7. But if you want something a little bit more durable or that's gonna have some extra organizational options, I definitely recommend you check out Tom Bihn's site. And so now with the compartment a little bit empty, you can get a feel for the volume. So lots of space here. This may be a great spot to put something like a smaller DOP kit or maybe some toiletries while you're going through TSA to be able to grab them quickly. And then I did show one of the O-rings here, but I wanted to mention that there's actually two. So just a really impressive amount of space overall, and I just really love how much volume you're able to get out of this compartment, even when the rest of the bag is starting to get fully packed out. The last area that we're going to take a look at is the main compartment, but before jumping in there, I did want to call out that there is a side access zipper for the laptop sleeve that's on the inside, and so we'll take a closer look at the sleeve itself when I open the compartment up. But the side access zipper works okay. It's a little bit small in my opinion, so this is definitely a little bit better for tablet use as opposed to laptop use. You can fit up to a 13-inch laptop in here, but even with that size of laptop, it can be a little bit tricky to get the laptop in and out from the side. You kind of have to wiggle it, and if the bag is fully packed out, right now it's a little bit emptier as I've been taking stuff out of the compartments, it would be very, very hard to do so, and I would be a little bit scared of actually damaging the device. So really wish that this had come down just a little bit lower, especially since the bag seems to have some height here. I think they could have made it come down a little bit to make this a more useful opening here. And so jumping into the main area, you have a full clamshell style opening, which is great to see in Tom Bihn's bags. And so I really like how easy this kind of makes it to pack your bag out, and so you can easily see everything that's on the inside. The clamshell style opening works pretty well here. And now that we have the bag a little bit more open, you can see that there's this aqua guarded kind of a lining on the inside to help add some additional weather resistance to the really nice YKK zippers. An additional benefit of having this sort of lining here is it actually prevents the zippers from opening too easily if you don't want to actually open the bag fully clamshell. So nice implementation here. The zippers feel very durable, and then I personally always prefer a clamshell style bag so I can easily see what's inside. So what I currently have here is just some of the items that I normally like to carry with me. So first up, I have my Beats Studio wireless headphones. And then I also just went ahead and threw in the case that I'm using for my DJI Mavic Mini to just kind of showcase how the bag would handle a bulkier case. Besides that, I just have a simple folder to hold some of my papers and receipts. And then as I was mentioning earlier, the bag is a little bit on the shorter side, so I wasn't able to comfortably fit my Levitate portable standing desk, which I carry with me usually on my day-to-day, so I was sad to see that it was just a little bit of a tight fit. I could probably squeeze it in, but I feel that there would have either been damage to the bag or the desk, so I just kind of chose to leave that out. So I wish that this had been maybe just a half an inch to an inch taller. And so now with the compartment empty, you can see a very simple layout here. I really love how easy it is to just kind of lay out all of my stuff. And then moving into the laptop sleeve, this is another new feature with this bag. It's nice to see this actually included as opposed to being a removable cache as we've seen with bags like the Synapse 25. And so you can access this from the top in addition to the side access zipper that we showed a little bit earlier. And so a nice amount of space here for a 13-inch laptop. I definitely don't think you could fit up to a 15-inch laptop in here. It would start to get very tight, but you could probably fit a 12-inch iPad with the keyboard attachment. And so one thing that I noticed about this sleeve is that it's a little bit thinner than I was expecting. It doesn't really have that much actual padding. The material that's used here is kind of a soft, foamy mesh, and it feels nice. It feels like it's going to prevent scratching, but it's just a lot thinner. I really wish that it had been just a little bit more rigid. And then on the company site, it says that the laptop sleeve is suspended off the bottom of the ground, and it does seem to stop a little bit above the actual bottom, but it's still pretty close. I actually wish it had been pulled up just a little bit more to give you some additional peace of mind. And so pulling my laptop out, it is really nice to be able to pull it up from the top or the side just to make it a little bit easier, especially if you're traveling and you have this under your seat on the airplane. It's really annoying to kind of try to get it from the side. And so taking a look inside the sleeve itself, no sort of fleece lining or soft material on the back of the compartment. On the inside, you can see this kind of meshy type material that it has here. So overall, a pretty okay implementation here. Definitely some areas for improvement, and I wish that it had just had a little bit more padding all throughout. Moving on to the flap for the main area, you just have one additional kind of elastic sleeve here that's going to be great for adding some separation. And so currently what I have here is just a full-size moleskin notebook. And then I also have my GoRuck wire dock where I store some of my smaller tech accessories. So really nice amount of space here. Great to see some additional internal organization. And then a nice thing with this main area, as we saw with the rest of the bag, is that you also have a lot of options to help kind of customize the different accessories that you can include with the bag. So you have some O-rings here at the top of the flap, and then there's some additional loops that is what you would normally pair with the caches that Tom Bihn sells for their different devices. They have sleeves for a variety of sizes for tablets or different size laptops if you don't want to use the sleeve that's included here. And then moving on to the other side, you have two additional kind of O-rings here. And then a really nice feature here, if you want to use this as a travel bag, is they also have some removable compression straps that you can use to kind of just keep things in their place or just kind of save a little bit of space. And so these are very easy to attach and remove using these same clips that we saw in the waist belt area. So attaching these clips here, And I really like the fact that these are removable so that you can give the bag a cleaner layout when you don't actually want to use it for traveling. So opening these up, I really like the system here. This plastic clip is very easy to use and then it closes very securely. And then because of the simpler layout that this has, it's going to be great for holding some bulkier accessories. So what I normally like to do is just kind of pack this out with a packing cube. This is a compressible packing cube from Arkedo and it fits in here pretty comfortably. And so I'll go ahead and tighten it down with the compression straps. And so that actually takes up most of the space in this main area. This is where I wish the bag had been just a little bit taller. Normally in a 22-liter bag, I feel like I have some additional capacity here, but then I'll move over to the flap, and because we have that bit of separation, what I like to use this for is actually for an additional pair of shoes. So I throw in my Toms, which I take with me on most trips, and then I can still close this up really comfortably. And so pulling up the clamshell zipper, and then you have a really great size travel bag that you can travel for at least a weekend or maybe a week depending on how minimally you travel, and you'll easily be able to carry this onto any flight and probably place it under the seat even on smaller airlines. So overall, just a really impressive layout and build quality on this bag. I really love all the different organizational options that are offered and the configurable accessories that Tom Bihn has as part of their ecosystem. So if you're looking for a solid and versatile daily bag that you're going to be able to use for quick trips as well, this is going to be a good option to check out. And so to wrap up, it's been a pretty good experience testing out the Tom Bihn Synik 22 over the past couple of weeks. The bag has a really great build quality, some interesting features, and I just really like the organizational layout. And so you can currently purchase this on Tom Bihn's site for about $300, which is definitely a little bit on the expensive side. The bag has a great build quality and it's made in the USA, but there are a lot of other great options worth checking out in this price range and even for a little bit less. And so as I was testing this out, one of the first bags this made me think of was the Arkedo Saxon, which is one of the best kind of all-purpose minimal travel bags that I've tested out. It comes in at 23 liters, so it's really close in capacity to this, but I do feel that it's able to hold a little bit more. It has a simpler layout, it's very lightweight, it comes in at around $120, so definitely a lot less. And if you're looking for something that may not have quite as much durability as this or the same amount of organizational options, that's going to be a great option to check out. The next bag this made me think of was the Tortuga Set Out Laptop Backpack, which has quickly become probably my favorite kind of all-purpose bag. It works really well for day-to-day use or for quick trips. It has a fantastic harness system, some great organizational options, a solid build quality, and it comes in at around $125. So just a really great, affordable all-purpose bag. If you're looking for something similar to this that's just going to save you a little bit of money and offer a much more comfortable harness system, that's going to be a great option to check out. If you're looking for a bag that's made in the USA and that's going to offer a really solid build quality, another great option to check out will be the Recycled Firefighter 24-hour backpack. That one also comes in at around 20 liters. It's able to hold a surprising amount of stuff given how slim its form factor is. I really like the simple layout that it has. It doesn't have nearly as many organizational pockets as this, but the layout works very well. It's one of my favorites. It's a very comfortable bag and it comes in at under $200. So if you're looking for a solid bag that's going to hold up well over the longer term, that's going to be a great option to check out. The last option that I'll mention here, if you have a little bit of a higher budget, is the GoRuck GR1, which has been one of my favorite EDC and minimal travel bags for a while. It has a very solid build quality. I really love the simple organizational layout that it has and the tactical aesthetic. The MOLLE webbing also gives you a lot of versatility with the different accessories that you can attach to it. It is going to be a bit of an investment, much like this bag, but if you're looking for something that's going to offer tons of comfort, some great laptop protection, and it's just going to be with you for a long time, that's going to be one of the best options to check out. With that being said, the Synik 22 holds up pretty well against all those bags, and if you're looking for a durable bag that offers a great ecosystem of accessories and an awesome organizational layout, this is going to be a good option to check out. And I'm definitely curious to hear what you guys think of the Synik 22 and how it compares to Tom Bihn's other bags. And if there are any similar options that you think I should feature on the channel, as always, please let me know in the comments. And I want to thank you guys as always for watching and supporting the channel. And if you found this video useful, please give us a like and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming videos, and we'll see you in the next one.